Hi guys, Thomas and Friends 47 here, and today we're taking a look at the brand new Thomas and Friends All Engines Go Fix 'em Up Friends train set. Now, the packaging here is like we've seen before. It is essentially just a carbon copy of what the CGI series packaging was, just swapped out with All Engines Go. You can see the little characters on the side there for Sandy and Carly. Of course, Thomas on the top. And here's a description of the set on the back there. Very interesting. You'll also see that Sandy the Rail Speeder is a trademarked term, which is interesting. There's some little information about the set on the back, including pictures of kids playing with the set. And then here's the other side with more characters. The bottom of the packaging, Thomas barcode, and the top. Also, once you open up the box, you'll see I'm about to show that here. There's actually these little panels that have the characters, which I thought was kind of cute. Shows off the whole team. And there is a little bit of information about the set. Now, let's take a look at the rolling stock included with this set. First up is Thomas, and this is just a standard All Engines Go Thomas model, so there's nothing really special about him. Just kind of plain, but that's okay. The face, however, is actually the perfect classic face. This looks just like the show, All Engines Go show, and it's a nice way to get just the standard smile. Here's the printing on the other side and the back. Also that extra long coupling there. And then here's the top of the engine. The boiler bands, whistle details, all that there. And the bottom. Alright, next up is this truck. And you'll see here that it's kind of plain looking, but that's okay. And this is actually an activated truck, so when you press down on it, it actually tips the thing there, though it can stick sometimes. Here's the front, kind of plain, but that's alright. The other side. And the back. And then here's the top of the truck. And notice that there's a crate mold in there. I don't like that because when you tip the load out, like those stay there, and it looks kind of silly. Here's the activation switch on the bottom that causes that trigger to move. And then here's what I was talking about where it sticks a little bit. So you push it down, it doesn't fall back down easily. Alright, and next up is Sandy. Now, Sandy is very weird here because this is just a crate piece. She does not have wheels and she cannot fit on the track. And that irritates me, like, more than it should, I think, but I don't know. I don't like it. It also doesn't look much like her in the series. The face print's a little bit off. But I do think it's going to disappoint kids who have seen her in the show and, you know, want to play with her on the tracks, and you can't really. So I think they should have at least given her some wheels or something. Here's the top of the model. And the bottom. Alright, now next up is this, and this is what shocked me the most out of this set. You can see that Carly is on top of this building. She is permanently attached. You cannot remove her. That is a one-time snap assembly, meaning she is going to be on this forever. And that irritated me a little bit. And when you assemble this, by the way, that crane arm doesn't move up and down easily either. At least the chain part did. But when you assemble this, Carly comes as a separate piece, and then the wheelbase is actually attached to the building. So you couldn't even just leave it off to have a separate model of Carly, and I don't like that. She can move 360 degrees though, and like her whole body tilts back, and then her whole body tilts down to help load Sandy. But I just don't like that wheelbase there. You can see what I'm talking about there with leaning it back and forward. There's some crate detail and solar panel detail on the roof, however, which is interesting. Here's the front of Carly. You'll see her face there. Actually looks pretty good. And the buffers. It's sad, though, that she's constrained to this roof. Here's the other side. And the back. Alright, and then here's the shed itself that she sits on. Now, the two wall panels are one-time snaps that go into that top base. However, it's interesting to note that it's on this piece of track where it actually can be removed. So if you just want to place the shed separately somewhere else or on another straight track piece with those squares, you could. Here's the other side. There's also a brake lever there. Help stop the train. Here's the top of the platform. And the bottom. Also included is this little drop-off piece or cargo piece or whatever. And still, you can see that building has Thomas Friend sticker logo. Here's one side where the track sits, and there's like cargo and stuff sitting at the bottom of the chute. Here's the other side, the back, the top, and the bottom. Alright, so let's see the set completely build up, and here it is. It's just a small loop of track. It's interesting that this is actually more train play than we've seen in a while from Trackmaster, which is also kind of sad. To play, you're gonna want to set up the brake lever there, so set it to stop, and then you're gonna hang Sandy on Carly's hook there, like that. And then you're gonna want to start Thomas, well, after moving Sandy out of the way, of course. Start Thomas up and have him park inside the shed. Now, you're going to move Carly and drop Sandy in. And this actually surprised me. You were able to do it hands-free. Like, I didn't have to maneuver in and try to fix it. I thought that was interesting. Alright, now you're just going to set the brake lever, and off Thomas goes. And you're going to carry Sandy all the way up to the top of the hill. There you are. And it'll automatically drop her off into the cargo bay. And Thomas comes back, and then you can reset the set and start all over again. However, there is one problem. Sandy very rarely ever gets tipped off the car. You can see right here just how many times I had to film over and over and over and try and try and try, and it still would not do it. And finally, that one shot they saw the first time was the only shot that it actually worked on. So keep that in mind. With that being said, though, now that we've seen the functionalities of the set and what it includes, do I recommend this set? Well, that is a very difficult question. I'm going to be honest with you. This set disappointed me a lot. The price was not bad at, I think, like only $20 or $29, something like that. The price was not bad. The problem is the functionality and what it includes. The fact that Sandy is just a crate piece, which I knew that going in, and that irritated me at the start. But to know that Sandy is a crate piece and Carly is non-removable, it just pushes it past the point of accepting it to me. I think that what would have been better was to include the Carly push-along model and the Sandy push-along model. I think that would have worked a lot better, or at least give Sandy wheels if you didn't want to make her push-along model. Just give her wheels. And the other thing with Carly is she should have been removable as well. Even if you did, like I said, you didn't want to do the metal one, if you just released that version of Carly as plastic, I mean, that is not a bad looking model at all. But the fact that she's permanently attached on top of the structure kind of defeats the purpose of her having wheels on the show anyway. I mean, you think about it, in the original series, they felt she was too constrained because she was on that tower, and yet that's the same thing they did to us on this set. And those two things really irritate me, and then the fact that it doesn't work half the time it is crazy. The whole reason they didn't give her wheels was so that Sandy could be dropped off a truck into the platform, but yet that doesn't work, so it defeats the purpose of her not having wheels. Anyway, I don't like it for that, and I don't feel that it's good value for that. However, if you're, an All Engines Go fan, if you want to collect all the Thomas Motorized items, then this may be the set for you, but just don't go into this set expecting Carly to be removable and, and expect it to work exactly. Now, keep in mind, this might just be my set, it might not be every set that malfunctions like this, but at least for me, with my experience of this set, it hasn't been very good experiences. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye for now!